go.
Okay.
So how long have you been blogging now?
For about 4 years.
Good for you. And is it just Texas wines or?
Oh gosh, no! All over the United States and anywhere we go. Actually, we've been to Italy and New Zealand and so forth. So
Fabulous.
we do reviews and meet and do videos with owners and winemakers and vintners and vineyard folks. This time we're not doing that. We're just out here on vacation by ourselves.
You're having a nice time? Yeah.
Well, kind of, but we figured we would just write an overall trail piece about doing, trying to get people to know about this more.
I don't know. I don't know, how people sign. I actually don't know how people come about to have this passport book.
Oh, it's online.
It's online.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So people come in and everybody. I think it's mostly on. Well, it couldn't be really on Sundays because you can see every day.
It's like for 3 or 4 weeks.
3 weeks
then you
from
can.
during 1st December 21st, I think. And you pay for it online, but you can pick it up at like 3 or 4 locations. 3 or 4 wineries will have them.
I see.
Yeah. Or you tell them I'm going to be at Pontotoc.
Yep.
Winery, and they'll send a book here for you so that they can pick it up.
Are you German?
No.
Where's your accent from?
I'm a Kiwi.
Oh, you are Kiwi.
Yes.
Okay.
Look at me. What am I?
Okay, you're from New Zealand.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Where are you from?
I am from a small hamlet on the west coast called Los Angeles.
Yeah. The little
That
hamlet.
is small, isn't it?
I can just look online. Who would I send the review to, do you think?
Carl Money.
Carl Money. Okay.
Carl Money is the owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
You like him?
I love them. They're the most lovely people to work for.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
And not only that, if I knew that you wrote a blog spot and I didn't like them, I certainly wouldn't say that to you.
Good idea. And I certainly wouldn't print it.
Right.
So.
You never know these days. In fact, I was listening to a good radio program on my way over here. Pontotoc, and I'll give you the whole spiel in a minute.
Where's the music coming from?
It's coming from next door.
Which is?
I don't know Hondo. So I live in Austin, Texas, and I met Carl a few years back. I was hired to open a little local convenience store in East Austin, Texas. And my friend Shelby, who works here on Saturdays, brought Carl in to introduce him to me and see if I could carry his wines in this little store that I was running. And that's when I first met Carl. And then I moved on to a small radio station, which is only like 13 episodes. But it was pretty neat. It was a food show. And so then I invited Carl to come and talk about his wineries.
Yeah.
And which he did. And so that was great to hear from him there. And then he said to Shelby, what is that winery doing? I want her as a part of this. So Carl recruited me to come to Fredericksburg every Sunday and work at Pontotoc Vineyards.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I answered what question you had.
Oh, I don't even remember what my...
I don't remember either.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
No,
I don't remember.
Uh,
I don't remember by now.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's how I got here, and I think that you asked me, so I'm not like the most knowledgeable. So
Oh,
like,
yeah,
these guys come from
Who's Next Door? Where's
Who's
the
Next
music?
Door?
That's how it
That's right. So, and everything that I've learned, because I usually just come in and out, and by the time I get off work, everything's closed in Fredericksburg, so I don't really peruse around or do anything like that. So that's how we started. This next one is the Smoothing Iron Mountain. Smoothing Iron Mountain is actually a granite formation that is a lot like Enchanted Rock. Have you been to Enchanted Rock? It's so beautiful. I think this one's on private land, however, so none of us really get to see it. And this is our first blend. It's our 2015, and it's a blend of the 56% of the Tempranillo grape, and then 30% of the Alicante Bouschet. Alicante Bouschet is actually a red-fleshed grape. So most of the grapes that are red grapes have a white flesh. So this adds to a real nice rich red color. And it is a 10% Merlot. So each one of our grapes is grown in a very small family-run vineyard somewhere in Texas. Somewhere
Look at your pores.
Aren't they fun?
You like that?
Aren't those cute?
Also for sale, should you want to purchase Christmas gifts.
Yeah. That is so cute.
What is your name, sir?
Tom Joe Finnan.
Nice to meet you, Tom Joe Finnan. I'm Marnie Castor.
Mani
Marnie, yeah, Castor.
Castor.
Uh-huh.
So M-A-R-N-I-E.
Like the Hitchcock movie.
Castor, C-A-S-T-O-R.
Correct.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And did you say Margot?
Micah.
Micah. Okay, I got it. Nice to meet you, Micah.
You too.
Welcome to Pontotoc Vineyards. This is actually more of a vine garden. So Carl's an international lawyer, and he was working in Vienna, and would go to the vine gardens in Vienna, and thought, oh, what a great thing. So he had a fantasy. He ended up buying, this is the original property here in Pontotoc. Pontotoc is 45 minutes north. It's just outside of Llano. So the soil at Pontotoc is a red granite sandy soil. Red granite sandy soil. Provides real good drainage. This here building, all these Germans lived in this building. It's a 6-bedroom house with about 3 chimneys, and there are 3 wells. So here's one well you can see featured in that picture. There's 3 wells on the property, and there's a natural aquifer about 20 feet deep underneath. So the whole land is fed by the natural aquifer, and it is also, as I say, well-draining soil. So Carl purchased this in 2002 and was the second person in Texas to plant the Tempranillo grape. Tempranillo grape, as I'm sure you know, is a grape grown in Spain in a region that has a climate much like our hill country. Hot. And it is a thick-skinned, early dropping grape. So we generally have our harvest at around like the second week of August, where we invite the whole public to come and do a big harvest with us, and then we have a big party in this building with paella and a roasted pig.
Paella, very appropriate.
So Carl makes sure that I tell everybody, which I do, that we are the only Texas vineyard that is 100% Texas wines. Did you know this about Texas wines?
No, and if that's the case, I didn't know. I mean, I've heard when we go around that a lot of them claim that.
Because the law is such.
75% of the grapes.
Yeah.
Bingo.
But there's a lot of wineries, a few wineries
that are claiming
that
they only use Texas, mainly in the high plains and such. So I don't know.
Hard telling, not knowing.
Yeah, right.
As we say in Maine.
Yeah.
In Maine? So you went from Los Angeles to Maine?
Sometimes. Don't even get me started. It's a long and sordid tale. So this is our estate Tempranillo. This is 2016. So we just finished actually our 2015. This is 100% estate Tempranillo grape.
Okay. And so they only do reds then?
We only do reds. We actually are just starting out with a white. In fact, we have a white that's too new to, and it's going to be called the Enchanted Rock. In fact, I found this. This is not for anybody's consumption, but the early bottle of our white wine.
Okay, got it. And what's the grape?
I don't know.
Not sure. Okay.
Yeah, how about that for an answer?
Albarino, probably around here.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. And all of these are American oak aged, so about 10 or 11 years.
Do you have a tasting card?
No.
No, you don't have a tasting card. You can't
A
find
sheet that lists all your wines.
No, we do not.
Is there a reason for that?
I don't know. Is the answer because I don't think that there's a tremendous amount of wines. 3 wines.
1, 2, 6 wines up there.
Coming soon.
Oh, coming soon.
So we have 3 wines that you taste from and 1 sangria.
Oh, got it. Okay.
You're allowed to serve the sangria?
We don't have booze in the sangria.
Oh, nice.
You're tough now. You're making me work.
He's
making me work for that. Here's a tough one. Are you a Taurus?
Yes. I'm always a tourist. In the northern hemisphere, I'm always a tourist.
Yes. I like you, Tom.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I am married.
Well, it's not like that.
Don't tell my wife.
Do you have a spit bucket?
We don't actually have a spit bucket. I do have a sink with all this.
Okay. I like the pepper on the end of that.
And the last one is the San Fernando Academy. The San Fernando Academy is a blend of 2015, and it's a blend of about 5 different of our grapes. We have 40% Syrah, 28% of the Alicante
Yeah, I did
Bouschet,
too, actually.
22% of the Merlot, 5% Malbec, 4% Verde, and 1% of the Tempranillo. This is actually more of a pairing wine, is what we consider it. So it's a dark.
This is Smoothing Iron Mountain? No, this is San Fernando
It's
Academy.
like Tiffany.
No.
This one?
Michael Max is on me, doesn't he?
Yeah,
yeah.
He's got his eye on me. So if I were to walk out and check on those people, which I'm going to do right now, he's going to follow me right out there. I'll be right back.
Cute. So this is kind of like Fiesta Vineyard, where they have a tasting room in town, and but they also have a tasting room and winery outside of town.
Exactly.
Is that a tasting room?
I don't know.
I should ask her that, because they do want to see both, eventually.
Well, it's in August that they invite people out to help for the harvest.
It's too hot here in August to come back.
For the experiences, no.
I know, I was just being silly.
It's
It is
early in
pretty
the morning you're working,
flipping hot
so.
though. Yeah.
Have you guys been to the Becker or the Grape Creek?
Yes.
Very nice, right?
Yeah. Becker, did you do their tour there?
No, we didn't get a chance.
Yeah, their tour is really cool. That's the one that has underground. Yeah, it has like an underground cellar where they have a big library and a tasting room. It's where they do their reserved dinners and stuff. It's beautiful down there.
Yeah, they did a
Yeah,
good
if you ever
job.
get a chance, go back
Nice,
and.
go back and do
Yeah, it's
that.
pretty cool. Yep. And they have, I think, I remember hearing you could like pay to do a dinner. It was quite pricey, but it looked like a big deal. Yeah.
So here are our 2000, 2014, 15, and 16 photo books of our harvest that we have. Tom, would you like me to pour this one out?
Yes, please. That was delicious though.
Now, is there a tasting room in this, in the vineyards also?
No, this is the vine garden that is associated with the Pontotoc. So
Okay, so there's no tasting room there.
Correct.
That's just the vineyard and winery there, correct?
correct.
And then you bottle it and it comes here for the tasting room. Okay.
Tom Joe.
Joe.
Tom Joe.
Tom Joe.
Me?
Tom Joe. So it's one word,
2 syllables.
2 syllables.
Tom Joe.
Is there hyphenated?
No.
Tom Joe.
Tom Space Joe.
Tom Space Joe. J-O or J-O-E?
J-O-E sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes it's J-O, but mostly J-O-E.
Wait, on your birth certificate?
Thomas Joseph.
Okay, Tom Joe. I like
You
it.
did not believe me?
No, I believe
That's okay.
you.
Don't worry about it.
These are good.
Yeah, they're lovely. It's we can actually you can put your name on our mailing list,
Mm-hmm.
and then you are invited. What part of town y'all live in?
Oh, yeah. We live in
Norman,
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Get the hell out of here!
Oh.
Hello. We have a new Heisman Trophy winner.
In Texas? I know. I heard about that.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Well, we'll share them with Texas.
We will share him with Texas, absolutely.
Texas. How long have I been here? 5 years.
And how about you guys? Are you from here? Yeah. So you get to come out here. Oh, that's where we're visiting from.
Yeah. We'll be staying down there, driving up here.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to cash these
Did you
people out.
guys catch the snow?
No,
Yeah.
we just missed
I
that.
missed it.
Yeah.
They caught everybody by surprise. They were supposed to, by noon, it had rained the day before. So they said that day the rain would be gone by noon and then the sun would come out. And then it just got colder, wetter, and then it started falling. So.
Wow.
I bet the kids, the little kids, were probably just crazy. And I heard somebody was saying that they walked out. Who was that? Was saying about the snowball, the ugliest looking snowman that they'd ever seen.
Yeah.
But everybody was making snowmen.
So you're doing the wine trail as well, the
Yes.
passport? How many? Is this your first time out today, or did you do it last week?
This is last week we did it, but in October they had it for the whole month.
Oh wow.
So
Oh.
we were able to do a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this month it's only, 3 weeks?
Yes.
Right.
So we only come out on Sundays to do it, so.
Okay. Okay.
Last Sunday we were able to do it, and then today.
So do you do all these passports? Is there a reason you do that?
We just started with it this
Okay.
past October, doing the passport. She found it online, so.
Oh, nice. And you both love wine then?
Actually learning to do the wine.
Oh, there you go.
Good.
And
Yeah.
this is the best way to do it. Yeah.
Because we've gone to some and we're like, wow, no
Mhm.
way. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then some have been really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're gonna find that all over the place.
And that's why
Absolutely.
we said, I asked you about Becker and Grape Creek because theirs was pretty good. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
Grape Creek.
Great.
Is that the one I was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
The big, huge tasting room with lots of merchandise around
Yes.
and everything. Yeah.
And
Yes.
a little patio in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The patio on the back, you said?
That little patio.
Or
A
like-
little patio on the back.
And like on the side too, right?
Yes.
Like there's a side concrete.
Mm-hmm. That's where we had the dinner at the WTC?
Oh.
I think so.
Oh, that's not what I'm thinking of then.
Oh.
Not the same place I'm thinking
Okay.
of. Okay. Okay. I'm ready for the next one.
So the next one we have is we begin to get into our blends. Each one
Okay.
of our wines is named after a geographical location.
Okay.
This is Smoothing Iron Mountain, which is a large
Mountain.
granite formation.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's on private land, so it's a lot like Enchanted Rock. Have y'all been to Enchanted Rock yet?
No,
Mm-mm.
It's really a marvelous
I don't believe in stuff like that.
Enchanted Rock.
It's just a piece of rock to me. I
That it's enchanted or not? Really?
don't care.
Don't you have beautiful places
I grew up in Ireland.
Right.
in Ireland?
Yes.
But you said you were a Kiwi.
Yes.
I see. So I knew I didn't detect a straight Kiwi accent.
No.
No, you can't mess with my ear.
I would never mess with anyone.
It's kind of a Heinz 57.
Are you a Heinz 57? Do you speak any other language besides English?
Nope.
Just English.
He tries to speak Spanish.
Yeah. I try to
Habla
speak
español?
Spanish. Yeah. See. Yeah.
We can communicate.
Más vino, por favor.
Yeah, right.
That's more wine, she says.
Yes.
Un momento, she's talking.
Right.
Cállate.
There you go.
Cállate.
Too funny.
All right, so Ireland. All right, because you don't talk about the fairies.
They don't exist either.
They don't exist either.
I know, right?
The Banshee exists.
However, I purchased a ferry while I was over
Remember
there.
when
so-
we were on top of the mountain?
And the Banshee existed?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
We were at
mountain
the
where?
tallest pub
Down.
in Ireland, late at night, and the owner's daughter came screaming in and saying that she heard the Banshee.
And then she really believed it.
Oh yeah.
She was petrified.
I told her to grow up. She said, I'm 33.
And she wasn't petrified. She was like an older teenager, but she was old enough to know. I mean, they believe that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where in Ireland?
Limerick, Southern Ireland.
Fun. And then you spent the rest of your time in Kuwait. Wait, we have a
Wait.
You are not leaving.
Yes.
Mike's ready to go with us, right, Mike? Where are we going
You're
now?
like, what? There's something happening? This is our sangria. This is our house-made sangria. It's made with 100% Tempranillo and a blend of fresh grape juices.
I thought it was non-alcoholic.
There's no alcohol, hard alcohol in it.
Okay. You know who's not on this list that I'm kind of surprised? Fredericksburg Winery.
Oh yeah, right down the street.
Yeah, they're not on here. Are they still in business?
They talk too much anyway.
Well, that's why I was going to tell him.
I summoned Carl, y'all.
Yeah.
I summoned Carl Money, who's the owner of Pontotoc.
You been there?
No, we went there
He's
the
here.
very first time. The passport, it
I gave him
wasn't
a
on
call,
there. We
told him
thought
to
it
come
would
and
be-
meet you.
It was, here.
Yeah. Just saying.
Excellent.
I brought in the heavy guns,
Oh,
and
sorry.
I gave Carl a ring.
Oh no.
Right. That's great. Thank you very much for that.
Gosh, he came all the way over here just to.
It's not far.
Ah, okay.
Cool down. Hey, Bob.
It did cool down.
Hey, how are you?
Carl, this is Micah and Tom
Hi.
We
Joe.
lost the music.
I know,
Hi.
actually.
I'm Tom Joe. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Carl Monet.
Hello, Micah. Nice to meet
Hey,
you.
Micah. How's it going, guys? Carl.
Baby.
Hey, there.
You're a smart girl, aren't you?
Where you guys from? San Antonio. Where are you
I
guys
know,
from?
right? Oklahoma.
Sooner territory. Norman.
Norman, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But you have an accent. Are you Scottish or?
No.
You have an accent, I think.
Yes, he does. He has an accent,
Maybe
which is
I'm-
Irish. He came from Limerick, Ireland, which is
There
south
you
of
go.
Ireland. He doesn't believe in fairies, but he does. And he grew up primarily in New Zealand.
And I'm married.
There you go. You know a little too much.
I'm in the boundary right here.
Oh, wow. So what are y'all drinking? Smoothie iron? Is that what you just
We're
said?
just about to start on that one, Carl.
Here, let me pour it for you.
I'm loving your Porsche.
Yeah, they're
so
cool,
cute.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're aerators. They do a little bit of aeration of the wine as you're pouring them. But they're stainless. They're really nice.
Oh, they're cute.
So you get the longhorns and the deer heads. Yeah, we sell them here.
I like the hoops.
Yeah, that's from a junkyard. I got those up in Mason County, but they're deer hoofs. And we got more little metals, but I'm
I was
afraid I'm
gonna
going
say
to break them.
you didn't get the medals from.
Nah,
You
just
didn't
the deer.
just say that. I know.
Just
That's
the
part
leg.
of the story now.
I know, right?
Yeah, I bought them with the medal.
I taped that.
But anyway, so this is Smoothing Iron Mountain. So we name all of our wines after historic sites in the northern hill country. So this is a big granite mountain near our farm. It has Tempranillo from our farm, Alicante Boucher from Carlton Turner's farm in London, Texas, which is about 40 miles from here. And the Merlot is from a Mennonite family just north of there. The Alicante Boucher, if you don't know, is one of 2 red grapes in the world that have red flesh. So it gives you beautiful color and beautiful body. That's a 2015 as opposed to the first one you had, which is 2016, so it has a lot more bottle age, but really nice. And it has 11 months of American oak, 2nd and 3rd year barrel oak. It's a nice one.
I like this one.
Cool.
Yeah, people really like this one a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes actually people either, I find, have a taste bud that goes toward the Tempranillo, or some people really are appealing.
Well, we had the Tempranillo with paella. We had our wine dinner last night, and that paella was really spicy and really rich, and it was great with it. That cherry, it had y'all had
I
the
bet
tasting,
that was
right?
good.
Yeah, you had that sour cherry, and it was nearly the cherry. The Tempranillo was really nearly overwhelming.
I taste meat.
On that?
Uh-huh.
What do you taste? Oh,
Meat.
Yeah, on
Very savory.
this, maybe seared meat, but
Yeah.
blackberry is predominant characteristic, dark fruit characteristic.
Scaling you. She's scaling you.
I do.
Where do you live in
That's
San Antonio?
By UTC.
I like that.
Okay.
I love this
A
one.
little
Probably my
further
favorite of the
north
day
there.
so far. Would you give that an A too?
Oh yeah.
It's a quiet,
Already did.
quiet day.
30. No. $30.
Wow, wasn't that fun?
It made it all the way down to the valley with the snow, believe it or not.
Really?
I have friends down there, they were saying that they got the snow.
So you are the winemaker or the owner? Or
Wow.
both?
it was
I'm the
so
owner,
cool.
but I do a lot of the
Did you watch it
winemaking
at
too.
nightclub?
My winemaker is a guy named Don Pullum,
Did you get
who
any?
is
Hold
a
on, okay.
Harvard-educated financier.
That's
Dropped
right.
it out from the finance world 20 years ago. Moved out to Mason County and started growing grapes and making wine.
Surprised
So
everybody.
he's self-taught.
Yeah, it was so neat.
But he's a genius. But he, like me, are a big believer in the terroir of the northern hill country. So around here, you're in Caliche and limestone. 20 miles north of here, you get into the pink granite. in the red sandy soil. It's a much better place to grow grapes. So our farm, there's 4 factors really. Number 1, that red sandy soil allows water to get off the root system quickly. Number 2, you see this water well here? It's now the kitchen table. I have 3 of those hand-dug water wells, and you can open up any one of them and see water percolating under the vineyard at 20 feet. So it's an uplift of the hickory aquifer. Third factor is to the west and the north. That's west, this is north. You have 3,000-foot bluffs which break weather coming across. And fourth factor, by far most importantly, the town and my farm sits at 1,700 feet above sea level. All around it is about 1,000. So the late freezes settle around our farm. We never lose our grapes to late freezes. That is by far the hardest thing about growing grapes in Texas. So when you're going out, both of y'all are on the wine trail, and you're seeing these vineyards out here on 290, number 1, most of them are in really poor soil, but you'll know if they're show vineyards or fake vineyards if they're planted in a low spot, which most of them are. They're just putting them out there to say that they have grapes. I'm sure Marty told you, but we're the only winery that uses 100% Texas Hill Country fruit in 100% of our wines. So these are all real Texas wines, all with local fruit. So you get to taste the terroir of Texas here, which is unique, and which is sad to say, because I've been trying to change the law to say that if you're going to call it a Texas wine, you have to have 100% Texas fruit in it. Right now, you can call it a Texas wine with only 75%, and in fact, nobody regulates it, so people are just bringing in juice trucks from California, filling it up, slapping a label on it.
In New York, right? Does it have to be 100% New York wines in Finger Lakes?
New York, California, Oregon, and Washington do. Except for Washington, it has to be 95% just because they have a bunch of vineyards that go on both sides of the border. So the real Texas wine, the real states, and Texas is one of them, have that requirement. So that's why I tried to filed legislation last session to change the law, but unfortunately, it was killed by the bigger wineries.
I was going to say, I bet it was killed really quick. That may take a little bit of time.
I was general counsel in the Senate for many years, so I was able to get a hearing and have our day in court, if you will. Yeah. And it's made a huge difference because people are really aware of the issue now.
Right,
and people come into these places and they're going, well, where are your grapes from?
Right.
What does that mean on your label?
It's got to start someplace,
My labels are really unique. A lot of them are only, this one says Texas Hill Country, but a lot of my wines are only single county. That's the smallest AVA you can have. So most of mine are just say Mason County, but they're all Texas Hill Country. There's none that say just Texas. And, the real, what we did is me and 7 other wineries that use 100% Texas, predominantly they use 100% Texas. They use Texas fruit from the High Plains. That's where you get most of the grapes. Yeah. But we formed an organization called Texas Wine Growers. We have a little website. But us 8 are the ones who proposed the legislation, fought for it. And anyways, it's really interesting. We'll fight for this legislation over and over again. And we joined an international organization called Origins Wine, or Wine Origins, which fights for nameplates. Which that's why they exist around the world. That names mean something. That if you're going to call it a Bordeaux, then all the grapes have to come to Bordeaux. If you're going to call it a Champagne, for example, exactly, then all the grapes have to come from Champagne, because people have been calling Champagne forever,
right?
So that's a big deal. So my family, I have a 7-year-old, 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and 1-year-old. And 6 months ago, we all went to France, to Bordeaux, for Vin Expo to sign the declaration on behalf of Texas wine growers and do a big presentation. So it's a really neat deal. So we're all going to New York sometime soon, like this spring, I don't know when, to do something similar. So we're gaining more and more spots of the world, from New Zealand to Australia, big wine regions around the world who are really concerned, about people not doing. So basically, wine more than anything is tied to the land, the water, the air, basically the terroir from where it came from. And that's the point of that group, Origins Wines. That is also the Texas Wine Growers. So, and that's philosophy we have here. It's a really unique deal because that's what you want. People aren't spending $30, $40 a bottle for a Texas wine, for it not to be Texas. They want to see what you can do. And our philosophy is to make the highest quality wine you can make using 100% Texas Hill Country fruit. I mean, it's very simple.
Now your Tempranillo is estate.
Yeah.
But the other
all
two
the other ones
are
Texas Hill Country.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah, other ones you're trying today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So, but yeah, all Texas Hill Country and all Northern Hill Country. So,
right.
I don't think you should be growing grapes in this caliche and limestone. There's fingers of it which run down here in Gillespie County. So there are places. So we have a vineyard over by Enchanted Rock, and we have Albarino over there.
That's what you were saying.
That's
I'm like, what was the grape? And she wasn't sure. I said, I bet it's Albarino.
That's our first light wine.
Yeah, I love it.
So we had that last night. So we had our
It's so
wine
common
dinner.
here, you know? Yeah.
Dinner here. Well, I don't think it would be really a good thing to grow down here in the High Plains. Yes, and they've been growing the High Plains, but these people have a great vineyard. And it is done exceedingly well and very, very productive. So this was the first year of harvest. This is the third leaf. And I think we harvested 9 tons. A lot.
Wow.
So that'll be ready in 2 months. That one. So
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All this stuff.
So nice to have you here, Carl. I'm enjoying it.
Well, my fantasy football team is losing, so it doesn't matter.
How was the
delicious.
Good?
Sangria?
Would y'all get sangria?
Yes.
Would y'all like anything?
Oh, no, right now.
Okay.
We're gonna go. First one. Have a great day. Thank you.
All right.
Thank
Nice
you.
to meet you guys.
Nice meeting you guys.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. He says bye. He says thank you for all the pets. Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Cute dog.
I'm gonna do the last line here real quick. So,
San Fernando.
so you told you that I bought the town of Pontotoc.
I read that. That is so funny.
So one of the buildings I bought was the old college, and that was the name of it, San Fernando Academy. This is the college right here. It is now a ruin. You kind of see the silhouette of the steeple there. The idea that, so this is going to be a really big town back in the 1870s and 1880s, but in 1896 the whole town was wiped out by typhoid fever. And so the town never met. It went from 500 back then to about 30, 40 now. It's all dirt roads, but all these, did y'all look through the books?
Yes, we did.
Well, you saw the
we went through
sandstone
the
buildings.
harvest.
Harvest one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So you can see pictures of the buildings out there. But it never met the promise that it once had, obviously. So I was able to buy them all. And this wine, so named after San Fernando Academy, like I said, the idea of the wine is kind of like the kids coming from everywhere to go to school during the 1870s. Similarly, I take every grape that I grow or buy in a particular year and blend them together. We make each grape into its own wine throughout the course of the year. And at the end of the year, we blend it. So me, the winemaker, my wife, who's a chef, and then we invite some other chefs and sommeliers to the farm. We spend 2 weekends blending this wine. So every grape we use has to be in there, or that we have. This year we had Syrah and Alicante Boucher. Both of those are from Carlton Turner's farm in London, Texas. The Merlot is from this Mennonite farm just north of Carlton's farm. Malbec is from a little town called Hilda, which is basically a church and a house in the vineyard. The Mourvedre is about 20 miles from here. The Mourvedre is from a little town called Castel, which is up on the Llano River. It's a cool little place. They got this old grocery store where they have barbecue every weekend. It's really neat. And then the Tempranillo is from my farm. All right, so all Southern European varietals, all Northern Hill Country fruit. And this is really cool because you can get, and I think that's another thing that's very distinctive about our wines, is because it's all in that very rich soil. It's Precambrian earth is what it is. Really, really old earth. It's called the Llano Uplift. Geologists come from all over the world to study this area, right? It's where the pink granite came for the capital of Texas. Y'all probably been to Enchanted Rock and hike.
No.
Y'all should go hike that. That's a really cool thing.
We don't even know. We're gonna have to look at on TV because we don't even on the internet because I don't even know what it is.
Oh, it's a state park now.
Oh, okay.
You can go hiking.
It's marvelous. It is enchanted.
So yeah, that's going to be the vineyard for our Albarenos, right about 5 miles from there. So it's called Enchanted Rock Vineyard. But anyways, this one, you're really getting dark fruit characteristics throughout. It has 11 months American oak, second and third year barrel oak. Predominant characteristic, at least to me, is black currant. So I think it's a really, really nice wine too. It's also a 2015. So it has a little more bottle age.
Yeah.
Our wines don't stay around long. We generally sell out of all of our wines annually. As soon as they come on the market, it takes about 9 to 12 months. I'll throw it out. 9 to 12 months before we sell it out. So I think that's a nice wine. All three of them are good.
That's good. That's good. It tastes a lot like the Smooth Iron Mountain, but the Smooth Iron Mountain lingers more and is more peppery. This one is smoother.
I mountain.
Yeah, and I wasn't sure. I like both of them. I just like them both for different reasons because this one is definitely more silky smooth.
Right.
You know? And the tannins aren't quite as, they're modified on this.
So where'd you say y'all live in Oklahoma now?
Yep.
In Norman?
Yep.
So you don't know the story, so why this place is called Pontotoc, right?
No. Yes, we do.
Yeah, we read it online.
Yeah, so it's a Chickasaw Indian word, which means land of hanging grapes, right? Mm-hmm. And so what happened when the whole town died in 1896, a guy moved there from Pontotoc, Mississippi, started calling it Pontotoc, and the name stuck. So it's an unincorporated community named Pontotoc. And I wasn't probably going to name the winery Pontotoc, even though I bought all the buildings and everything. But somebody told me that that's what it meant, land of hanging grapes. So I was living in Europe at the time.
I know, right? How perfect is that?
And I called the Chickasaw Indian Nation, which is in Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. And it's in Ada, I think, Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. And I called them when I was living in London, and I said, "Hey, man, what does this really mean, this? And can you send me proof of it?" And they sent me an email and said, "Yeah, that means land of hanging grapes."
Yeah.
So I said, "All right, I'm going to name the vineyard Pontotoc Vineyard."
That's pretty cool.
It's absolutely
What was
perfect.
the original name of the town?
I don't think it had one. I think it was just a German community. It was built by the German Immigration Company, so I have the original abstract from 1872, and that's why you saw the wine bottles, and that's why.
So you own the whole town? I mean,
I own all the buildings.
Right, that's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So there's nothing else there. There's no houses other than
there's
that.
houses.
There's okay. And
Yeah,
you own those
there's about 30,
too, or
40.
just
I
the
don't know,
building?
No, I own this house, and then I own 7 buildings. One building I tore down, one fell down.
And so there's nothing. I mean, like if somebody was to come out there for a tour, there's nothing to see,
There's
or there's
2 other wineries that rent buildings from me and sell wine from there.
Okay.
But it's too far removed from a population center. I live 2 miles away, right here in town. I live on the other side, a couple streets off Main Street.
Okay.
And I have 4 kids, as I said. They all go to the Catholic school across the street, and I got this property. This is the oldest building in Fredericksburg. It was built in 1846, also by the German Immigration Company. I went to undergraduate in Vienna, Austria, and so I wanted to have a proper wine garden. I lived in the Heurigen district of the 19th district of Vienna. And that's where they have little vineyards. And it was funny, the Texas Monthly called me the other day, and they're doing a little story. And they're like, well, so tell me a little bit about this idea of the Heuriger, or wine garden. It's called a Heuriger or Heurige in Vienna. And it got me to thinking, I haven't been there in 30 years. I haven't been to where I lived in 30 years. So I pulled it up on Google Maps and kind of looked down at, I lived at Sunagasse number 7 in Wien in the 19th district. And looked down at it, and lo and behold, 2 blocks away is a giant vineyard.
Oh, wow.
So obviously all these things, because I write a lot and I write my journal all the time, and that played a big role. It's the first time I learned about grape growing and winemaking, and I spent tons of time, because there's not a lot of places to eat out there except for these little vine gardens, which are identical to this. So if you go to Vienna, this is exactly what a Heurigen or a vine garden looks like. So it just comes to pass, and it was kind of cool to go back and see that. And I just did that yesterday, in fact, or 2 days ago.
Wow.
Anyway, so
Pretty cool.
it's, it all comes to pass if you keep writing it in your journal.
Yes!
Thinking, and it happens. It
Yes!
happens.
Did you write something you're hoping
I've
comes
been
to
doing
pass?
it. Yes, all the time I've been doing it.
See?
Carl, thank you.
It'll
for
work
that.
out. It'll work out.
Yes.
Keep hope alive, man. That's right.
I love it, Carl. Thank you.
That's
That's
the
all.
power of positive thinking. Or what's that book?
Well, it's just
Bible?
No.
it just happens though. It's like so the buildings I bought in Pontotoc, I drew buildings that looked just like that when I was living in Mexico and
Jesus, where haven't you
I
lived?
love it.
I lived all over the
London,
world.
Austria, Mexico.
Yeah, I went to undergraduate for part of it in
Right.
Vienna. I went to law school for part of it in Prague.
Okay.
And then I taught law in Spain. That's why we have
In
Tipernio.
Spain, Tipernio.
And then I was in Croatia and Bosnia and Kosovo.
Good
A
grief.
bunch for Army stuff. I'm a lieutenant
Okay.
colonel in the Army as well.
Okay.
And then we lived in London. I became a solicitor in London and spent a lot of. I represent asbestos victims, mesothelioma. So I went over there
Wow.
to grab cases from the UK, became a solicitor there, and bring them back to the U.S. and file them here. So they only do employment liability there, and so there's a lot of cases. For example, Crown immunity. All the Royal Navy guys, they got nothing. They were getting nothing. So I could get those cases, bring them back here, and get them some money. It didn't pan out as where they could get as much money as I thought, but they get something.
Are you still practicing now?
Yeah, so
You
that's
do?
why we're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So
Okay.
Monday through Thursday, well, I work all the time. So, but I'm kind of the face of the firm. I just fly around the country and sign up new cases, and then I have that line of cases from the UK.
So
and
still
from
working in that
Mexico.
line of.
Yeah, I'm always.
The meso.
Yeah, I still get
Oh,
a number of cases per year from them.
that's cool. I
You
know,
see why I
right?
bring the heaven?
I do. I do.
Do it as marvelous. And I figured it was.
Well, they're all good stories.
Hi,
Hey, what's up?
welcome. How are ya? Come
We
on
didn't
in.
pick our wine up last night because you are all busy, so we thought we'd
It's okay.
Fabulous.
probably have wine.
Did you want a glass? You want to do
Yeah,
the tasting,
yes,
or just
we
want to
would.
buy some bottles?
Are you? Yeah, no. So you're the wine
Email
club.
address.
Yeah.
Okay.
And are you
Need to get his
renewing,
email
or
address.
this is your second shipment, or?
I don't know where we are. I just assume you guys.
Hey,
Charging
what's
my
up,
credit card, I
guys?
have to pick
Did
it
y'all
up.
have fun last night?
Yeah, man.
Great.
The food was amazing.
Oh
I
my
thought
God.
that the paella was
been
great,
nice.
and it had the right amount of spice.
Yeah.
And I was just telling them, I thought that Tempranillo was it was really rich.
Yeah, it was so different after you
After
we
you
were
ate.
drinking the Tempranillo, and then after we ate the food, it was just really opened the wine up.
I thought it was great. Yeah, give me a second. Let me call Francis.
Oh, cool.
But anyways, Marty, will you get them
Yes, sir.
the 2016 ones, Tempranillo, Smoothing Irish, San Fernando, and then you get one extra of whatever you want. Hey, what's your name again?
Summerall.
Summerall?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, the Summerall folks, they're here to do their wine club. They were at the dinner last night. Do they need to renew, or what's the deal? Do you know? I don't know. Let me look in the book. Yeah, if he's just to pick it up, then we'll pick it up. But I just don't know. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know where it is.
This is 2016. You want?
Yes.
Do you suppose that's them there?
No, they're in the basement. Or these are the white ones.
Okay.
Hold on. Will you put your name?
Yeah.
Just okay. There we go.
I didn't see.
That's okay. That's fine. Just use that one. No one was the fourth one that you wanted?
Another tip would be great.
There you got her. I got it. Don't you move, Carl.
Grab one right behind you. Right here. Right here. Perfect. Now you're set. Well, I thought it was a nice night last night.
Oh, no, it was
Beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had Francis and I, everybody left, and we sat here and had a drink, and then we just like reflected. Thought it was, I enjoyed it. It's a real
Not bad.
peaceful crowd.
I think it's delicious.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's his wife's recipe. His wife is a chef. It's her recipe.
Thank you,
And then they
Carl.
bottle it right here.
Well, thank you.
And you can last for 2 weeks.
Nice
Thank
to-
you
what's
so
your name
much.
again?
Micah.
Micah.
Carl, nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Tom Joe.
Tom Joe. Carl
Thanks
Money.
for coming out.
Yeah, no problem, guys.
Coming
I
down
live
for
a
us.
few blocks away. Have a good day.
Take
You
care.
too. Take
Have
care.
yours. Thank you, Carl.
I know, it's really good. So did you get some good pictures? There's probably enough on that one to do a review too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was that her stuff in there? Okay.
Amazing pimento cheese. Woo, it's good.
It's good. Francis. You know, so you have food that you can purchase that
The
little tray
basket, or
thing?
if you just want some bread and the pimento cheese, or just a little brownie, or some pecans.
Okay. And then do you guys have what was I gonna say? Any music like ever scheduled or anything like that?
Try these pecans if you want to.
Oh, thanks.
No, we have like a wedding here. Not that that is anything. This is me going. We have weddings here. We had a great big party here last night with the paella.
Okay.
So
more for wine club members and such.
yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think, I don't know if you need a cabaret license for live music. I don't know if,
That was very good.
1872 was when this building was built, and it was the Germans who established the town of Pontotoc, what was named Pontotoc at the time. And they came here, and things that make it unique about
Music Gnome
about
tours.
1,700 feet above
What did she say about tours?
Whereas everything else is at
Huh?
You walk around here though.
Self tours.
This is what it's
These natural mountains or rock formations.
Self tours.
Property that keep the cold front from
Tasting fee. We need to know how much a tasting fee is.
frosts. And then we have a red sandy granite soil, so it drains real easy. And there's a natural aquifer right underneath, about 20 feet below. So there's 3 wells on the property. So it's all fed by a natural water supply.
Wine club, yes.
Well draining.
And just looking for the tasting fee at this point.
Are we in part of this building right now? We are
Okay.
absolutely not. This is Pontotoc, so it's about 45 minutes north.
Okay. Oh, I missed it. I think tasting fee $8. What? Dollars. What? Dollars. What? Dollars. What?